Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eldora Speedway here for the Hammer Down Street Stock Division. As the drivers are now rolling out on track for qualifying, getting ready to get into these heat races and get into their A main feature here tonight. As we do want to give a big shout out to Hall Racing Incorporated, as they are sponsoring the Hard Charger tonight, the Front Row Challenge driver. And that will be the winner of each heat race will have the option to go to the rear of the field tonight and try to drive up and get as many spots as they can. Each spot is worth $1. So we'll see if anybody will take that challenge here tonight. As Dan Guerin coming into tonight as your points leader. He took over the points leader there from Keith Haney a couple of nights ago. So we'll see if he is able to hold on to it here tonight, as we will throw it over to Gary Weaver here tonight, as he will take you all through qualifying.
Yep, thanks, Richard. And it's going to be a very, very amazing night, as right now the 87 of Keith Haney, he just wrapped up his qualifying run, and he's already at the top of the leaderboard with a 19.664. I'm looking at the 82 right now of Brian Abbott, who's just now starting his first lap. He's going to be making his way through turns 3 and 4, running that top side. Now that middle lane, off turn number 4, his lap time across the line will be a 20.006, essentially a 20 flat. It's going to put him around, looks to be 8th place. So right now we have about roughly 20 drivers that are going to be making their laps in here tonight, and it's going to be very, very exciting and interesting to see who uses what line as Brian Abbott comes off the corner to wrap up his lap time, and it's unfortunately a slower lap time by about 0.15 seconds. And right now the 7 of Howard Weaver has already taken over that lead spot with a 19.542 across the line to see if he can bear that lap time, and unfortunately he could not. He got into the wall a little bit after that qualifying run, no doubt during that second lap.
So definitely a lot of drivers timing in here tonight, and should be an interesting show. Howard Weaver has been able to come through the field. We saw him last week as he did take the Front Row Challenge, and he came from the back up to third. I believe third or second, but great drive from him last week. We'll see if he's able to hold on and maybe get up to the lead spot here tonight and get himself a win. Keith Haney sitting there in second in points, trying to catch Dan Guerin there. And Dan took it over there at Volusia a few weeks ago when Keith Haney had a terrible night, and his terrible luck continued last week. We'll see if he's able to turn it around here tonight.
Keith Haney, of course, has qualified second, so right now things are looking up for that number 87 of Keith Haney especially. So, like you mentioned, second in points and second on the raceway, but of course those heat races have many, many other plans in mind if things do not go well for a certain somebody, or pretty much anybody that would be looking to get some points. And right now I'm looking through at least the top 4. They all are basically separated by about a tenth of a second. Howard Weaver has a 19.5 and 19.6 for Keith Haney. Jason Salter with a 19.7 and 19.8 for Brenton Hoff. So that's essentially the entire field spread out. Essentially looks to be about roughly a second, but some drivers may have purposely qualified a little bit slower than they may have originally wanted to, just to see what they can do, or at least take it easy throughout the heat races.
Definitely might be some drivers taking it a little bit easy here. We do have the top 4 invert for each one of these heat races, so you will see some drivers maybe try to qualify just a little bit back to get that better spot there for the heat race. As we look down, it will not be an invert for the feature, so the better starting position you get in the heat race, the better opportunity you have to start up front here tonight in the A main feature.
Yeah, just have to get that as best a finish as possible for that future race, and once you do that, you can pretty much just relax and watch the rest of the heat races as they go on. So time almost expired here in qualifying, and of course the track state is definitely going to be changing a lot with these heat races, and that's just leaving out practice and qualifying in the process. But this track is definitely going to be very worn down. Some drivers may be trying different lines by the time we get to that A main.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how these heat races rack out. As we are getting ready for heat race number 1, and we will take you through your starting lineup here tonight for heat 1. Starting on the pole here for heat race number 1 will be the 010 of Lon Franks, and to his outside, the 257 of Blake Garrett. Inside row number 2 will bring us the 17 of Britton Hoff, and to his outside will be the 7 of Howard Weaver. Inside row number 3 will bring us the 25 of Carl Young, and to his outside, the 28 car of Eric Ekstead. So heat race number 1 gridding down here on pit road, getting ready to go. Going to want to keep our eyes there on the 010 of Lon Franks. He did rattle off 3 in a row earlier this season. Had a little bit of trouble last week. Started to move up through the field and ran into a little bit of trouble and drifted back, but he will have a good car here tonight. And that 7 car of Howard Weaver, of course, your quick qualifier here tonight. He will be an interesting man to watch. We'll see how he's able to work the top side of the racetrack. It looks like that will be the preferred line here for these heat races, as it does look like drivers are starting to roll on the pit lane. Pace truck has not moved just yet. Still sitting on the entry to turn number 1. Its pace truck is rolling out now. So Lon Franks looking to add another win to his repertoire this season. And Blake Garrett in that 257 had a little bit of trouble last week. Ended up dropping out of the A main after a wreck over in turn 4. Now we will see if he has anything for him here tonight. And Carl Young back there in that 25 car. Always a pretty good car to watch. Usually a mid-pack car, but we've seen him get up towards the front a couple of times here. As we are currently working the second pace lap. Weaver getting ready to go outside row number 2. We'll see if he's able to get a good enough jump here and try to get the jump on Blake Garrett. We'll see where Franks decides to start them here. As pace truck does have to be down into pit road before these drivers start. Franks giving them a little bit of room here. Pace truck is in. And Franks will bring us to the green flag here in heat race number 1. Frank's going to go to the top side immediately down here in 1 and 2. Blake Garrett going to tuck in behind him. Howard Weaver all over him there in that 3rd spot. As the battle continues, the top 3 cars still nose to tails. It looks like Weaver's going to go to the inside of Garrett here, down the front straightaway, door to door. Weaver going to slide up the racetrack. Garrett in the wall a little bit, and that's going to open the door. Howard Weaver to move into 2nd down the back straightaway. Eric in the 28 car now going to try to go after Blake Garrett. We'll see if he's able to do so coming out of 4 here. Not going to have enough. Frank's opening up a little bit of a gap here. Already up to almost a half a second. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it here. 10-lap heat race. Winner of this heat race will start from the pole here tonight. Weaver doing everything he can right now, trying to run down your leader in that 010. Everybody's starting to even out. Franks is in a wall in 1 and 2. We'll see if that slows him up just a little bit. As everyone's starting to even out here in heat 1. Weaver running just a little bit lower going into the corner there of Franks. We'll see. We'll look at his lap times and see. As it does look like Weaver was just a hair faster on that last lap. As they're continuing to pull away there from that 257 of Blake Garrett. But Blake Garrett also pulling away there from Eric in that 28 car. And Eric solidly in 3rd as the other 2 drifting further and further back. It looks like Weaver has now caught the 010. Battle will be ensuing here, working lap number 6. Weaver's going to go to the bottom. Down here in 3 and 4, can Weaver pull off the slide job? He's going to slide it up. Frank's going to get in the back of him a little bit. And that will allow the 7 of Howard Weaver to take over the race lead. Frank's going to work back to the inside of the racetrack. Not enough down there. as Weaver opens up a little bit of a gap there. So Lon Franks, after leading the beginning of this heat race, Weaver has now gotten around him, taking the lead, working lap number 8 now. Everybody on the top side of the racetrack. Cushion starting to wear in a little bit here. Weaver still leading going into turn number 3. He's going to try the bottom side. And we will keep an eye on the gap here. Last lap it was at .665. This time around .661. So not a lot gained there for Lon Franks as we are working lap number 9. Coming around to take the white flag here. Weaver working the top side still. Trying to hold on, trying to finish out this heat race and start from the pole position here tonight. White flag is out. Weaver continues to work the top. Franks trying, waiting, maybe possibly for a mistake here. And working 3 and 4 out of 4. Howard Weaver will take heat race number 1. Lon Franks will bring it home in the 2nd position. Blake Garrett will bring it home 3rd. And Eric Either in the 4th spot. Britton Hoff in 5th. And Carl Young will bring it home in the 6th spot. So what a heat race number 1 that was. And we'll pass it over to Gary for heat race number 2.
Thanks, Richard. That was an amazing heat race number 1. As you said, congratulations to Howard Weaver for that. But first off, we're going to go with heat number 2 on the front row. Will be the 88 of Dan Green in first place. Randall Carter to his outside in the 2nd place position. David Brewer will be starting in the number 3rd place position. 4th is Keith Haney to his outside in the 87. The 82 of Brian Abbott starts 5th, and running at the field will be Joseph Hassard in the 106. As already these drivers will be making their way around, and don't forget that invert 4 is in effect here, so Dan Green would have been in 4th place, and then essentially just reverse the 4 from how they are now. But as of right now, though, 1 pace lap will be remaining here at Eldora to start this 2nd heat race in just a few moments' time. And it's going to be interesting to see what other 4 drivers will be joining the first 4 in the heat race. Well, at least from the previous heat race. And we'll be seeing what becomes of that once this pace truck pulls off. 88 of Dan Green starts in the first place position. I'll have to wait for that pace truck to pull off the racetrack into pit road. And we're getting heat race number 2 underway. Pace truck pulls off. The 88 is already down and away. Green flag for heat race number 2 here at Eldora. Look at that 37. Round the corner, though. He's got that jump. Amazing. They make contact. Onto the wall on the outside go the 88 and the 37. That opens the door for the 69 and the 87. To get to the front 2 positions, David Brewer and Keith Haney. The 88, Dan Guerin already looking to the inside. An amazing start. And unfortunately, the person that lost out on that by a massive amount is going to be the 37 of Carter. But right now, looks to be that Brewer will be making that run in the top position. But that 87 of Keith Haney all over that back bumper, that 69. A little bit of contact in turns 3 and 4. And just all over the back bumper as that 87, trying to loosen up that 69 as best as possible. He dives to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Slide job attempt. Crossover now from the 69 of Brewer. Can't get it done. 2 sideways to the outside comes Dan Guerin. And unfortunately, looks like Brewer, as the 88 of Guerin, gets into the outside wall a little bit. That Brewer looks like that inside lane doesn't work out too well. Brian Abbott in that 4th place position, getting up onto that cushion right up against the outside wall. But for now, taking a huge lead gap right now is going to be Keith Haney in the 87, 88 of Guerin, trying to fend off Brewer right now for 2nd place, doing an amazing job so far. And currently, this is your top 4 if they do finish in this position by the end of the race. But don't count out Brian Abbott, of course. He's definitely not going to be waiting to make an attempt, but he'll be waiting for that right moment, no doubt. This time by will be the halfway point. 5 laps complete, 5 laps to go for Keith Haney in the 87. And a little bit to the outside wall was Dan Guerin entering turns 1 and 2. Looks like just from the corner of the screen, Keith Haney was a little bit wide off turn number 2, but he's still managing to hang on as much as he can. He's doing a great job. A little bit of a spread out now between first and second and third. So Abbott can advance his position if he can get some momentum to get by that number 69 of Brewer just in time. A little bit to the outside wall is that 69 of Brewer, but he's doing an amazing job hanging on to that third place position. 3 laps remaining in heat race number 2 as the 82 now is trying to find some kind of momentum, and he gets into the outside wall of turn number 2. That's going to slow his momentum a little bit, slow his advance, and all second, third, and fourth place drivers all into the outside wall in turn number 3. 2 laps to go for the 87 of Keith Haney, but will anything become of these final 3 positions in the top 4? Right now, it doesn't look like anybody really has anything for anyone right now, so Keith Haney off turn number 4 will be taking the white flag here at Eldora for heat race number 2. Still keeping an eye on these second through fourth place drivers, as nobody has yet to make a move, but into turns 3 and 4 will be the 87 of Keith Haney. That's a little bit of a last-ditch attempt to advance position by Brewer, but Keith Haney off turn number 4 wins heat race number 2. Dan Guerin comes home second. Third place, David Brewer. Fourth place is Brian Abbott. Those 2 advance already. Fifth place will be the 106 of Joseph Hassert. And Randall Carter, after running to some bad luck, did not finish the race. But goodness gracious, that was an exciting start to heat race number 2 and an interesting ending as well. So we are ever top 4, but on to heat race number 3. We will throw it back over to Richard.
And what a heat race number 2 that was. Great battles going on throughout the racetrack. And just a little bit of bad luck there for Randall Carter. As we will go through your heat race 3 starting lineup. And rolling off from the pole here in the 2 car will be Jim Revis. And to his outside, the 142 of Jason Galvin. Inside row number 2 will bring us the 1 of Alex Brewer. And to his outside will be the 90 of Jason Salter. Inside row number 3 will bring us the 55 of James Haney. And to his outside, rounding out the field, will be the 21 of Josh Phillips. So heat race number 3, hoping it will live up to the same amount of height the first 2 have. Great racing throughout the field, as it does look like the 21 of Josh Phillips maybe not making the call here, as he is not on the racetrack as we complete the first of 2 pace laps. So it looks like it will just be these 5 cars here for heat race number 2, or heat race number 3, excuse me. We will have to keep our eyes here tonight on that 1, Alex Brewer. He had a great run last week. We'll see if he's able to capitalize on the momentum and maybe be able to pull something off here tonight. That space truck getting ready to pull in. Race truck ducks down pit road. And green flag is out. Jim will start him just a touch early and get a good start going down here into turn number 1. As a 142 out of shape going into the corner. That's going to open the door. Alex is going to try the low side. We'll see if he's able to pull something off down here in 3 and 4. Not getting enough grip down there on the bottom side of the track, as it looks like he's going to fade a little bit. And Jason going to hold on to that second spot for now. Running a little bit lower than the rest of the drivers on the racetrack. Getting a little bit loose. That's going to open the door here. Battle down here into turn number 3. Jason going to go to the top side, and he's going to get the second spot there in that 90 machine. And we'll see if he can go to work up there on Jim in the 2. Great battles going on throughout the racetrack right now. Jason Salter up to second now after starting 4th there. But Jim Revis still holding on to that top spot right now, as Jason has fallen all the way back to 3rd right now. We will see if Alex can find a way to get around him here, as it looks like he is running just a touch lower than your lead cars now. We'll see if that gains him a little bit of momentum, as it looks like Jim got a little bit out of shape there. Coming out of 4, that's going to close the gap a little bit. Back to the 90 there. Jason trying to run him down. Trying to keep that car on the top side of the track. Trying to keep it straight. As it looks like we will have a battle for the lead here in this heat race. Jim just trying to hold on at this moment. As he will get into the wall in 1 and 2. That's going to close the gap even more. Jason in the 90. We'll see if he makes a move. He's going to go to the bottom side. Going to try to keep it down there. See if he can get any momentum down there. And it does not look like it will be enough. So went to the bottom. Knew he didn't have enough for a slider. Worked the bottom of the track and did not work. Lost just a touch of ground there. But he is gaining it all back right now. As it does look like we have a battle for third right now. Alex Brewer on the bottom side of the track trying to get around. Trying to find a way to third. As it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so. He'll fall back in line as the battle for the lead continues. Down in 3 and 4. Jason trying to find a way around. Coming around 2 laps to go. He's running out of time to make a move here. As Jim is holding on to that top spot with everything he has right now. Jason to the back bumper. He's going to go to the bottom side in 3 and 4. He's going to keep it down there, not slide up the track. And doesn't look like he has enough there. So he will reset. White flag is out. Does he have enough down here in 3 and 4? He'll go to the bottom side of the track once again. We'll see if he's able to hook it down there. Jim working the top side. Jim Revis will hold on for heat race number 3. What a race there. Jason Salter coming home in second. The 142 of Jason Galvin in the third spot. Alex Brewer in fourth. James Haney in fifth. And Josh Phillips there in the sixth spot. Did not make the call. What a heat race there. Gary, what did you think of that battle for the lead there? I didn't know it was going to happen.
That was an amazing, gosh, what's the one I'm looking for? Drag race, goodness. That was so close. A very amazing attempt by, I believe was, Galvin, goodness gracious. But nonetheless, nice attempt by Salter to try and get up off turn number 4 to get that lead right at the last second. He almost had it by about a car length, a half a car length. And if he had, well actually no, pretty much a car length. And if he had just a little bit more momentum, I wouldn't be surprised if he had actually managed to get just a little bit closer or maybe edge out Rivas for the win.
Definitely a fantastic battle there. Jim holding on for that win. Jason Salter giving it everything he had. I think if he'd have pulled the slider, he might have been able to pull that off there.
Yeah, he was so close. And yeah, the slide jobs usually work most of the time. Unless they're coming out of the corner, then in that case expect a crossover. But no doubt if he attempted a slide job, and maybe he might have been able to get it. Of course, again, there's also that crossover attempt that we could be seeing here in this feature race, so that's definitely something to look out for.
Definitely something we're going to have to keep our eye on here tonight. As it doesn't, the way it sits right now, Dan Guerin there will be starting in the 5th spot. He is your point leader. Keith Haney in the 87 will be starting second. So we will have to keep our eye on those two, as those two are the points battle here tonight for the lead position. As it does look like warm-up is about over. And we will take you through your starting lineup here tonight. Starting off from the pole position will be the 7 of Howard Weaver. To his outside will be the 87 of Keith Haney. Inside row number 2 will bring us the 2 of Jim Revis. And to his outside will be the 010 of Lon Franks. Inside row number 3 will bring us the 88 of Dan Guerin. And to his outside, the 90 of Jason Salter. Inside row number 4 will bring us the 257 of Blake Garrett. And to his outside will be the 69 of David Brewer. Inside row number 5 will bring us the 142 of Jason Galvin. And to his outside will be the 28 of Eric E.
Brian Abbott starts in the next position, and unfortunately a little bit of complications over here, but nonetheless, A2 Brian Abbott starts off with Alex Brewer to his outside in the 12th place position. And then Brenton Haw starts in the number 17 on the inside lane. To his outside will be the 106 of Joseph Hassert. James Haney starts in the 55 position on the inside. 25 Carl Young to his outside. And with his own row to himself will be Randall Carter in the 37.
So good group of guys here tonight. It does look like the 7 of Howard Weaver will be taking the front row challenge for the second week in a row. We'll have to keep our eye on him and see if he's able to work his way up the field. But Gary, I think that's 7. He's been on it all night. Quick qualifier, won his heat race. He's going to be one to watch.
Yeah, in fact, he actually opted for the EOL penalty as well. So that's definitely going to be something to look out for. It looks like he's going to try and head out for the hard charger award. Very confident, and that's something that you like in the driver's confidence, that you can qualify first and then start in the rear and then make it all the way back up to first. But we haven't really seen that yet, but Howard Weaver is definitely confident in his abilities here tonight.
Definitely confident as he will be starting at the tail. Pace truck getting ready to pull in here tonight. A main feature time. Jim will bring us the green. Green flag is out here in the Hammered Down Street Stock Division. Jim will take a good gap going into turn number 1 to slide at the racetrack. Keith Haney all over his back bumper as we got a couple together. So mayhem down in 1 and 2. No caution flags yet, but the top 5, it looks like, all battling for position. Jim to the top side. Keith Haney going to try the slider. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to it. Franks is going to get into it. Great battles up at the top of the field right now. And Jason Salter all the way up to second right now. Great battles going on. Keith Haney, your race leader, coming to complete lap number 2.
Somehow they all managed to save that, but right now everyone's getting to the top side of the outside wall. Accordion effect from the 88, 69, 28, all getting a little piece of the front or back bumpers, but Jason Seltzer slides up in front of the 88. To the inside comes the 88, looking to the inside and almost clips the back bumpers at 69, but right now Lon Franks in that 110, using that inside lane to his best of his abilities, heavily into the outside wall, goes to 28 of Eric Eichstadt, so he's still managing to keep that vehicle going forward. Caution is out on the raceway here at Eldora, and it looks like it's for the 37 of Randall Carter.
Randall Carter getting turned around down there in turn number 2. It does look like he has quite a bit of damage on the front of that car. We will have to keep our eye and see if he does come down pit road. But looking right now, Howard Weaver from his 17th starting position all the way up to 11th already here tonight. As it is a 40-lap main event, only on lap number 5, already up multiple positions.
Yeah, 6 positions in what, 4 or 5 laps? Goodness gracious, talk about confident. That is, if that isn't speed, I have no idea what is, but that is amazing by Howard Weaver. I'm pretty sure you definitely would not have wanted to see that caution come out, but I'm pretty sure, though, that he could have used maybe a little bit of a break, but considering that Howard advanced that fast in that small amount of time, I'm pretty sure that he's very, very eager to get this race back underway.
Definitely very eager to get this race back under green. But Keith Haney out front right now. Jumped to the lead after battling there with Jim for a corner maybe. Pulled the slide job and has not looked back since. As it does look like Brenton Hoff has been given an EOL. Looks like admins have deemed him at fault for the caution. As we go back to double file here, getting ready to start this race.
So side by side are these drivers, and Keith Haney going to do the best to his abilities to stay out in front. Did a great job in the heat races. Pace truck is off. He's already on the loud pedal. Green flag is back out on lap number 8, but he's going to slow up. 87 slows up 3 wide for the lead already as the 90 Jason Seltzer dives it down to the inside. On the top side will be the number 2 to the lead. That's Jim Rivas, and unfortunately for Henny, he'll fall back already to was about 4th place position on track. A little bit of contact on the 69. David, he's sideways in the middle of the raceway. This is going to bring out the caution, and there it is.
Definitely 69 gets sideways, collects Blake Garrett in that 257. That did look like there was a little bit more contact there. Not sure if there's some hard feelings there or not. We will wait on admins and race control to see who does get the penalty. It's the 257 with a lot of damage on the front of that race car here tonight. Great battles going on as we will look. Does look like Howard Weaver up to the 10th spot after that quick little restart.
Yeah, so it's about one position more, so he's slowly making progress, and I think that contact from afterwards was just from David trying to get it back going and trying to go straight, but unfortunately just didn't have his wheel facing the exact correct direction. In fact, it looks like he's a little bit sideways, so some steering issues it seems as well, so that's more than likely why he accidentally made contact with that 257, as it looks like the lights on the pace truck are now back out.
Lights on the pace truck are out. Race control did give David Brewer an EOL penalty, listing him at fault for the caution. So we will get back to the front of the field here. Jim gonna bring us to green once again. We'll see if he's able to get a good jump here on Dan Guerin to the outside as pace truck is in. Green flag back out here on lap number 11. Jim with a really good restart there. He's going to slide it back to the top of the racetrack. Keith Haney going to try to battle inside there. Jason not going to have enough. Frank's going to work the inside of the track now. As Jim trying to hold on to that top spot. But he has his hands full right now. As it looks like Jason out of shape, he's going to slide down to the bottom of the track. He's going to get back up into the lane. As we have great battles going on throughout the racing surface right now. But Jim Rev is still leading. Dan Guerin all over him there in the 2nd spot. Dan gonna get into the wall a little bit. But Jim Revis will lead us, as it does look like there is a caution on the speedway.
Yeah, it looks like it started up from all the way out in turn number 2, and it's just an accordion effect. 55 of James Haney slid down into the 37, run the car by mistake, and then the 106 gets turned actually, and so does the 17. 257 gets involved again, so more bad luck for Garrett as well, but looks like just a little bit of a 360 from the 106 of Hasser and the 17 of Brenton Hoff.
So tough luck for those drivers. As they get caught up in this caution, they'll have to go to the back of the field here. As it does only look like the 69 of David Brewer is the only one currently showing a lap down. As a 55 of James Haney given the EOL penalty. They have listed Haney at fault here tonight. As we will roll back around, we have to see if these drivers are allowed to go back to double file, or if they will keep them single file. As the lights on the pace truck should go out this time, and they will.
And it looks like by everybody lining up on the top side, this will be a single file restart. So race control thinking that they might as well just line up single file and see how the drivers do that way. And more than likely it will be doing a little bit better since everyone is a lot more eager side by side trying to scramble for positions. But nonetheless, that's pretty much how every race goes. Pace truck getting ready to pull off. Jim Rivas in control of the field. He's already on the lap pedal. Lap number 17 will start, and look at that huge gap as that caught Dan Guerin off guard already on that restart to the inside. Is Jason Salter trying to get to the inside. He's really slow up on the inside. 88 up on top of the outside wall twice this time around. A little bit less than now. He's definitely all over the outside wall. No doubt having some steering damage. No caution as of yet, though. And already up to second will be Keith Haney, and Salter gets into the outside wall in turns 1 and 2. Eric in that number 28, trying to look for a top 3 finish here tonight, and Looks like for 5th place is going to be Howard Weaver looking to the inside. He's all the way up to 6th right now as these drivers come to lap number 19.
And Jim still continuing to lead as it looks like Eric got in the wall there a little bit. Howard Weaver all the way up to 6th right now, trying to battle his way up through the field. As Howard's going to take it to the bottom down here in 3 and 4, slide up the racetrack. Great battle going on right there. Lon Frank's going to get into it, and Howard's going to lose a lot of time. Jim still holding the lead right now. Keith Haney stalking, trying to find a way. Jim Salter there in 3rd as their top 3 have broken away from the rest of the pack right now. All single file, trying to find a way, waiting on a mistake. As it does look like Jim Revis will continue to lead here on lap number 21.
Yeah, Jim's doing an amazing job holding off Haney and Salter right now as these top 3 are essentially an even breakaway. Salter to the outside wall, and caution is out once again on the raceway. Sideways on the back straight is the 37 of Carter. He just can't get a break, and it looks like coming off of turn number 2, he slid up just a little bit, or the 25 Carl Young heavily got into him, and somehow sneaking through that was that number 82 of Brian Abbott. Just barely snuck through the middle, but Carl Young accidentally gets into that number 37, and that brings out our caution.
So caution on the speedway there for the 37 of Randall Carter. And heartbreak right now for the 88 of Dan Karen, as he's currently sitting a lap down. Had to come down pit road to get some work done to that 88 machine, as it does look like the 37. Now Randall Carter going to bring it down and try to get some work put in on that car. Great battles going on throughout the racing surface right now. Howard Weaver in the 7, starting way deep in the field after taking the front row challenge, all the way up to the sixth position right now, battling with Lon Franks for a top 5. You gotta throw the hats off there for Howard Weaver. What a drive so far here tonight.
Yeah, Howard Weaver doing an amazing job as the lights will extinguish this time around, but Howard Weaver, although he's had a little bit of a setback when Lon Franks had that crossover attempt, of course, that's that usual racing deal, racing so hard that you just lose the grip, and of course this is also on dirt, so you definitely lose the grip a little bit more than you do. Howard Weaver is still in that 6th place position, but up front Jim Rivas doing an amazing job to hold off these top 3 runners, or the other top 2. Pace truck pulls off. Jim Rivas waiting a little bit longer. Now he's on the loud pedal, and that top 3 looks like it has a bit of a breakaway, at least 2nd and 3rd. Rivas with a huge breakaway as they enter turns 1 and 2.
And Revis with a great jump there. Keith Haney going to touch the outside wall, though, as your top 3 have pulled away. It doesn't look like Howard's going to try the inside back there. He's trying everything he can to try to get up with these top 3. And Jim a little bit out of shape. He's going to push Keith down to the inside. Keith's going to try to slide up the racetrack, and that's going to open the door. Jason going to move into the 2nd spot right now. Keith will fall to 3rd, but Jim Revis still leading this race. Still holding on to that lead is Jason, giving him all he wants as we come around to complete lap number 27.
And already just trying to get some way, somehow, somewhere up to 2nd, as Howard Weaver in the back is going to make his way down to the inside on the 28 of Eric, and he'll slide job up for 4th heavily into the outside wall, and that'll give that 4th place position back to Eric. But right now for the lead is that number 90 is all over the back bumper of Jim Rivas, trying to get some way, trying to figure out some way to loosen up that number 2 a little bit more than it is, and just get down to the inside lane, or maybe just run that top side. But right now, again, still all over back bumper is Rivas as we complete lap number 29.
And Jim trying to hold on in that 2 machine. He's got his hands full right now. Great battle for the lead. Keith Haney sitting there in the 3rd spot, waiting for these top 2 to make a mistake, waiting for them to start battling for position, as it does look like we got a couple on the outside wall battling for the 4th spot in 17. Sideways down in turn number 4. Looked like an accordion effect, as it did look like Howard Weaver and Eric there in that 28 machine getting together and both getting the top lane slowed up just a hair. But we will have to see who they label at fault for this caution.
Yeah, it looks like looking back on it, Carl Young has dived to the inside and just a little bit too much momentum and unfortunately clipped the back quarter panel of that number 17, but really not much harm as I'm looking back at the replay. Randall Carter barely scraped by with essentially looks to be about as minimum as a paint scratch. So Carter just barely lucked out there from getting involved in another caution. The caution lights are still on, and this track is essentially, as you can see, in definitely turn 1 and all the way throughout the halfway point of turn 2, turns 1 and turn 2, the entire top side is pretty much gone. So, well, at least the dirt part of that is pretty much gone, the mud that's up there. And then there's just a little bit of that, it seems to be on the exit of turn number 4.
Definitely starting to slick up top just a little bit, as Carl Young has been given the EOL. They did list him at fault for the caution. Jim Revis still holding on to the top spot in that tube machine. Jason Salter there. We've seen him all over the back bumper trying to find a way. And we will have to see, as it does look like Britton Hoff has put it on the trailer here tonight. He's going to call it a night. As Howard Weaver in that 4th spot right now. We'll see if he has anything for these top 3. As Pace Truck is down, getting ready to pull back in, coming around to complete lap number 33. It's only a few laps to go. Jim Revis going to get it started. Lap number 33 complete. Howard Weaver already to the inside, going to try to slide her down here. In turns 1 and 2, and they're going to touch.
Oh.
Weaver's going to get into the wall. Haney down. He's going to spin. Carnage down here in turn number 1 and 2. Howard Weaver's night has pretty much come to an end, as he's going to have to take a tow. Just a terrible, terrible wreck there, as Howard Weaver's going to get the worst of it, and he's going to have to get a tow back to pit lane.
Yeah, a little bit too eager on the restart there for Howard Weaver, and that cost him, but on that main start, though, he got the jump perfect, and he timed it just enough so that when he got alongside the 87 across the timing beam, he was still behind the 87, at least in terms of the front bumper. That slide job was almost great, but the 87 had the momentum on the top side, and when Howard slid up to try and get in front of the 87, well, unfortunately, there was just absolutely no room left. So Haney, unfortunately, not exactly getting the worst of it. It was more over Howard Weaver, but Haney, of course, in a way also gets the worst of it because now he's out of the top 5.
So heartbreak there for Keith Haney, as his bad luck does continue. As we've seen him over the last few weeks come into these races, run really well, and end up with a wrecked race car. So tough luck for him here tonight, as he was trying to gain some points there on Dan Guerin, but as he will slide all the way back to the 12th spot on the racetrack right now with heavy, heavy damage.
So this time around, it's going to be a 3-lap shootout for Jason Salter and the 28 of Eric Eichstadt. He's going to have to do something major to get to second or first. Pace Truck pulls off. Jim Rivas, your leader. Green flag is back out. 3 laps remaining here at Eldora. Great jump by your front 2 runners, both the 2 and the 90. But that 90 of Jason Salter, he's got 3 laps now, 2.5. He uses the bumper coming off turn number 2. A little bit into the outside wall, but nothing major this time around. Coming down for 2 laps remaining. He looks to the inside. Is that number 90 off turn number 4? Can't get it done. 2 more chances for that number 90. Still using that front bumper as much as possible. He's peeking down to the inside and almost makes a little bit of contact. But now coming through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be the white flag for Jim Rivas and Jason Seltzer. He looks to the inside coming off turn number 4. No dice yet.
So Jim with 1 more lap remaining. He's got to hold on for 1 more lap. Holding on to it right now. We'll see if Jason tries the slider. He's going to go to the bottom side of the track, going to try to make it work. Jim on the top side, Jason on the bottom. Not going to have enough. Jim Revis will bring home the victory here at Eldora. Jason Salter in the 2nd spot. Eric E. will bring it home in 3rd. Lon Franks with a 4th place here tonight. And Jason Galvin will bring it home 5th. What a race here tonight. Great show from all of these drivers as we had battles all over the racetrack. But Jim Ravis able to bring it home here tonight in great fashion as he held off Jason Salter and Howard Weaver there a little bit early. Eric E. there a little bit. Keith Haney a little bit. But he bested them all as he brings it home in the first spot.
Oh man, that was an amazing job by that number 2 to hold off Jason Salter, especially after Salter kept using the bumper, of course. It's the best combination of short track and dirt racing. You get to use the bumpering, you still don't get loose. Well, you do, but not as much as you usually would. But goodness gracious, congratulations to that number 2 on holding off Salter. Both drivers actually, both drivers, I believe. I was about to say I'd gained 3 positions. I was incorrect on that. Jim Rivas gained 2 positions, and Jason Salter had gained 4. But looks like the hard charger may have gone to... Not sure as of yet, actually.
Yeah, not 100% sure who the hard charger was. I know it should have been Weaver, but with that little bit of an altercation there in turns 1 and 2 between him and Keith Haney, really took him out of the race.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. Just trying to race hard. Unfortunately, you race so hard that you get yourself turned, and unfortunately that was the case. But I'm looking at maybe Randall Carter as he started 17th. He finished in 10th. That's 7 positions. So that may be going to Randall Carter or Joseph Haster, I believe, as he started 14th, finished 9th. Going to double check on my math here. That would be 5 positions, so it looks like it could be Randall Carter or Lon Franks Eric Eichstadt, because he also finished, he also gained 7 positions as well.
So definitely a lot of drivers gaining some positions as we will get ready here tonight to talk to your top 3 finishers. Great racing throughout the racetrack, and Eric in that 28 car. Man, you had a great run going here tonight. You battled hard with a couple of those drivers up there. What did you see? Did you think you had a chance to maybe get up there and get this win?
I know. I had bounced off the wall there and got knocked the toe out and stuff. Sorry about Howard Weaver there. I got into him a little bit, and I got in the wall after that.
Definitely looked like the top side of the racetrack was starting to wear in. Did you think maybe the bottom side would be a little bit quicker, or was the bottom side just so much slower than the top?
Yeah, there wasn't nothing on the bottom. There wasn't anything even during practice on the bottom. So, yeah, I was hoping it'd be a 2-lane race, but no, it was all the way up around the wall tonight.
Definitely all the way up around the wall, it seemed like. And Eric, great run tonight, finishing in the 3rd spot. And I want to give you this chance here to shout out to all the people that helped you out on that 28 machine.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, first I'd like to thank my wife, Mindy. Love you, babe. My kids and stuff. I thank guys at DWR, Evil One Graphics, Trash Panda Graphics, and Ike said Motorsports here. Other than that, thank you guys a lot for doing this every week. We really appreciate it and have a lot of fun with it. Always a good competition. And that's about it.
Well, Eric, great run in that 3rd spot. And we've seen you up here a couple times, and hopefully we'll see you up here again next week and maybe the weeks following.
I sure hope so. Thanks, guys.
So that was Eric there in that 28 machine. We'll pass it over to Gary and talk to your 2nd place finisher here tonight, Jason Salter.
Taking a few months for Salter to get ready, as he's still managing to climb out. And we have Salter right now as Jason, you used the bumper so much on those final few laps, and unfortunately couldn't loosen up Rivas to get up to that 1st place position, but nonetheless he's still come home with a 2nd place finish in the top 3, and no doubt I'm pretty sure he would have wanted that race to go on just for a few more laps. And looks like we are still trying to get Salter, but nonetheless, that's a little bit of a recap for Salter. Again, he started in 6th place and gained 4 positions by the end of the night. Used the bumper so much on those final pretty much those final 3 laps in the shootout, and unfortunately really couldn't get it, but he almost had it a couple of times. Tried to peek to the inside just like he did in the heat race, and looks like we have a Jason Salter now.
I forgot I was on push start. My bad there. Yeah, I was just happy that my teammates run 1 through 4 right there. I ruined a lot of momentum coming to 1 to go through 3 and 4. Car got real sideways on me. I thought maybe I could get a good charge coming to the line maybe, but I'm just happy we're finished.
Yeah, he managed to get home, come home with a 2nd place finish. That is absolutely amazing, and no doubt a whole lot better, especially since he gained actually 2 more positions than you did from your heat race. You gridded 4th in your heat race, and you gridded 6th here, finishing the same position essentially in both races. So no doubt, definitely a great performing car, but unfortunately Jim Rivas bested you both of those times actually, as he'd also finished 1st. But nonetheless, though, you still came home with an amazing run. So anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank all my friends over there that were racing, all my teammates, for giving me a good chance to come out here and run with y'all, and thank y'all for the broadcast and Hammer Down for putting on the race.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations again on your 2nd place finish, and then we'll pass it back over to Richard, who's standing by with your race winner, Jim Rivas.
Thank you, sir.
And a great race here tonight from Jim in that 2 car, as we're waiting for him to get up here into the broadcast booth so we can chit-chat with him just a little bit, as he has now arrived. Jim, what a great run from you here tonight. You held off everybody, pretty much. Everybody had a shot at you there in those top, it looked like 6 positions, but you were able to hold on to it. Did you feel the pressure coming to about 3 to go?
Oh yeah, I could feel the pressure big time. I kept looking down at the stat meter there, and I seen Jason, my teammate, was behind me, and I'm like, well, at least I got a teammate behind me. I know I'm gonna get ran clean and everything. So it was a blast.
Definitely looked like you're having a lot of fun out there, and everybody seemed to have a shot at you, but it seemed like the top side of the racetrack really worked for you. And we saw a couple guys try you on the inside there. Did you feel the pressure on the inside, or did you feel like the top side was dominant and you were going to be able to hold on for the win?
Oh, I felt the top side was completely dominant. The only way he was going to pass somebody here with them running the top was going to be doing a slide job. And trust me, I was expecting a slide job.
Unfortunately, it looked like Jason didn't have enough there coming to 1 to go and with the white flag out. But you're able to hold on, get the win here tonight, and we want to give you a chance here to shout out all the people that help you out on that 2 machine.
Woo, Jimbo!
I got to give a big shout out to my teammates, Jason, Eric, and Lon. You know, they help out a bunch. Got a shout out to Evil One Graphics, of course. And I got a shout out to you guys for putting it on and everything, man. It was a great race. I thought for sure once Keith got around me, I don't know if Keith missed a shift or what he did, but I thought for sure that was going to be it right there.
I thought maybe he was going to have something for you, but you're able to hold him, get back around him and hold off the rest of the field. And great run for you here tonight with that victory, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in Victory Lane a couple more times this season.
Yeah, hopefully so, man. You know, what can I say? DWR all top 4. How cool is that, man? It was great tonight. Thanks a lot.
So DWR brings it home 1, 2, 3, 4 here tonight. Great showing from them. As we had great racing all over the racetrack, Gary. What did you think of that?
Oh, it's absolutely exciting, and no doubt, just like we mentioned before the race has gone underway, the track state has massively changed from the first heat race compared to now. It changed throughout, of course, even all the heat races. One heat race affected a different number of drivers, and then everybody had to race on the same track state for that feature event. So it definitely produced some amazing racing, great slide jobs, and great moments that these drivers will definitely love to look upon for different camera angles, or different angles, I should say, as compared to their cockpit.
Definitely great racing going on throughout the field. Amazing race here tonight. We're happy that we were able to bring it to you here tonight on Hammer Down TV. And do want to give a shout out to all the fans that watched us here tonight. Be sure to drop a like if you are watching on YouTube or anything else. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and leave some comments for us. We always like to hear the fan feedback. But great race here tonight, as we will sign off and thank everyone for watching here tonight on Hammer Down TV.